on that. I will take a look at the absolute and cell references first. We've been working with relative cell references at this point, which means that when you're in an Excel spreadsheet and you fill something down, if you're in cell A5 and you fill down to B5, or excuse me, A6, A7, A8, it fills that formula relative to the position in the formula. In this particular instance, you're going to see that we want to pull an absolute value. So we always want to multiply whatever is in this column by this percentage. And if we're going to figure 10%, we take it times 1.10. What that does by multiplying it by 1 is adds that 10% to this 95.5 and then adds that number into this cell. So when you work with absolute values, if you hit your F4 key or your function key, it will automatically toggle and give you that absolute value. Let me see if I can find your spreadsheet here. So here's the spreadsheet. So if I want to multiply my projected quota, I'm going to do equals, and then I want to take it times cell B4, and I want to multiply that by what's in cell B15. Now, if I leave this formula like this and I fill it down, what's going to happen if I press enter? So this is the correct number, but if I start filling this down, I start getting some weird numbers. And if you take a look at the formulas, you can see that it's pulling from then B19, B20, there's nothing in those cells. So what you need to do, I'll delete these out. In this formula where it says B15, if you press your F4 key, notice it surrounds the column and the row with dollar signs. That's an absolute value. If I toggle that again, press it again, now just the row is an absolute value. Now just the column is, and now I'm back to a relative cell reference. So you can either type the dollar signs in manually or you can put them in using the F4 key. When I press enter and then I fill down, you can see that you're multiplying then. If I do a control tilde, I am multiplying by that B15 every time, and that's what I need to do. So you'll do the same steps for 15% and 20%. When you work with a mixed cell reference, what you have to do is keep either the dollar sign constant or you have to keep the row constant. So when you go to multiply, you can see that you're going to take cell C, we want C4, we want to multiply that by B5. Now when we do this, if we try to fill down, we're getting numbers that are obscured. They're not correct. So what I have to do is I have to make a row stay constant and a column stay constant. So if I did dollar sign B5 times C dollar sign 4. Let's see what I get if I do that. Now that's correct. So I can go ahead and fill that down. And then I should also be able to fill across 150, 200, 250, etc. So that was a pretty simple way to be able to solve that problem.